I do want to go back. Good morning, Minneapolis. Thank you so much for being here. We're so happy to have you with us. Unlike half the quarterbacks in the NFL, we're still out here in the field. In obvious news today, Metro Transit is going to be giving out citations to unpaid riders on the light rail. Pair that with the thousands of dollars in signing bonuses that new police officers will receive when they sign on to the police department. It looks like the mayor's Police Over Poverty campaign is going great. If you're a small business in town and operate at night, the cops may have forced themselves into employment with your business, mob style. You know the Scorsese movies where some poor baker or corner store owner has several larger men enter and they say, you know, I think you're going to need to hire us as security because it's a pretty dangerous street your business is on. And then they either have to pay the mob to protect the business or watch it burn down. In this case, both happened. The Minnesota reformer writes, when Maya Santamaria was opening a Minneapolis club in 2003, a city worker handed her a card for a Minneapolis police officer and said, you're going to work with this guy. To get a business license, a licensing employee told her she had to hire a certain number of off-duty Minneapolis police officers to provide security. Why? Because they're racist and we're Mexican, Santamaria said. They didn't want to let Mexicans have nightclubs. That's her conclusion after seeing other similar-sized white-owned venues escape the same mandate. So you're telling me the MPD said you need us to protect you and you're going to pay us to do that? We reached out to Police Chief Paulie Cicero and other MPD officers, Jimmy Two Times, Henry Hill, Jimmy Conway, and Tommy DeVito, none of which have returned our call. Seriously, it does sound like a plot from a movie that does not end well, and it didn't. Then Minneapolis cop Derek Chauvin murdered George Floyd and the city burned, as well as the El Nuevo Rodeo, the nightclub in reference, as a result of civil unrest to the city's sanctioned violence disproportionately being taken out on black bodies. And did the cops really protect Maya Santamaria's business? El Nuevo Rodeo became Minnesota's largest Latino concert venue, and while there were a few brawls, we never were a problem property, Santamaria said. MPD officers would usually sit in their squad cars, fully uniformed, and do crossword puzzles or chat with their girlfriends or spouses. Sometimes they'd leave to go help MPD with calls. They were gone half the time, Santamaria said. They were on my payroll, but they were gone. Sound eerily similar to cops during the uprising. They were just gone and getting paid a lot of money. You know, the MPD reminds me of health insurance. You see that money disappear month after month, and when you actually need it, well, I hope it's the third Monday, the moon is high, and Mercury is in Gatorade. Some officers are still paid in cash, increasing the risk of tax evasion, and several business owners and Minneapolis officials said some small business owners, particularly those owned by immigrants, have been led to believe they must hire MPD officers or risk getting ghosted by police. Ghosted by police? What's the option with the MPD? They show up and maybe kill someone, or they don't show up at all because you didn't pay them their protection money. What is this, GTA 6? GTA 6 dropping in 2025, which will still arrive sooner than the MPD will, even if you called them yesterday. Difference between GTA 6 and the Minneapolis Police Department is the racketeering is real with the Minneapolis cops. However, in both situations, the mayor is a spineless hologram. I do want to go back to what Maya Santamaria said, that some of the cops never really did anything when hired and just sat in their car doing crossword puzzles or chat with their girlfriends or spouses. I challenge Maya that those cops were most likely not doing crossword puzzles, because it would imply that they were up for an intellectual challenge, which is the opposite of being a cop. That's actually not hyperbole. There was a man named Robert Jordan who was told that he was too smart to be on the force in New London, Connecticut. Thankfully, Minneapolis doesn't have that problem. But I will say those officers were most likely on their phone with their significant others, because the Strip writes, a Minneapolis police officer has been relieved of duty amid allegations that he left an emergency call to have sexual relations with a civilian he met on a dating app. The patrol officer of 6 years remains on paid leave pending an investigation. According to 4 sources with knowledge of the case, the Star Tribune is choosing not to identify the officer as he has not been formally disciplined. The Star Tribune wouldn't give the name of a rogue police officer answering a booty call while potentially on an emergency call. Ida B. Wells really wasn't wrong when she said those who commit the murders write the reports. I mean, the Strip is really wilding for this one. Star Tribune needed 4 sources to write this one, which is 4 more sources than they had when they reported Amir Locke as a suspect after being killed by the MPD when he actually wasn't a suspect. Hold on, you mean to tell me that the MPD is out here in these streets and they out here in these streets? The logic is off the door hinge. The elevator line has been cut. The MPD has entered their final form of chaotic evil. Think about it. That cop reportedly left an emergency to go get it on. This isn't even a 3-season arc of a relationship. This is a guy who just met someone on a dating app and decided a booty call was worth dereliction of duty. Speaking of who are we paying and why, the Minneapolis City Council passed a $1.8 billion budget for next year, yet there have been talks of another encampment eviction incoming this week. $1.8 billion is a lot of money going towards weaponizing a department that continues to uproot some of the city's most vulnerable citizens. NPR writes, Supporters of the South Minneapolis homeless encampment Camp Ninukasi rallied outside council chambers after organizers said they received an eviction notice from the city. Camp organizer Nicole Mason said there are still 187 people living at the camp while volunteers try to find housing for them. She said the camp, which uses native practices, has helped house 74 people in almost 4 months. A spokesperson for the city of Minneapolis sent a statement that said homeless outreach teams with Hennepin County have visited the camp 5 times and that the Streets to Housing program has helped 13 people find housing. So you're telling me city employees have visited an encampment a whopping 5 times and helped 13 people find housing, while non-city employees have helped 74 people find housing in a month, and now we're talking about $1.8 billion for next year? I think that quote from NPR tells you where you should be putting your money. So people not employed by the city are helping folks experiencing houselessness find housing, and the city council passing a $1.8 billion budget might be signing off on an entire encampment getting evicted in the middle of winter, no less. And this budget includes record-setting investments in public housing yet again will go out to violently displaced people experiencing houselessness without hesitation. This story is developing, and you'll have to keep an eye on us for more information at onsitepublicmedia.com as we follow it. That'll do it for us today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Toussaint Morrison, your host of Good Morning Minneapolis, brought to you by Onsite Public Media, supported by you. Click the link in the description below to help keep this program growing. We appreciate everybody that's watched and donated and everything. Thank you so much. Hey, justice, then peace.